Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Wherever you are, I hope that God's grace is upon you. I know that only those who are seriously taking God will watch and listen to what I am talking about. For I had been into several denominations studying the Bible. All of them are good, but some are clearly out of the truth. I am enlightened through Bible study with others and with the help of the Holy Spirit. I am assured of the basic truth. I am sharing the light of the truth, not to force anyone to believe what I say. Rather, it should push you to study on your own and be guided by the Holy Spirit. The God I know and I am serving is the Creator God who has the power over all living and non living creations. He is my defender and do not need to defend him. So, I do not engage in philosophical debate or arguments. It is the way of the enemy of God. God has nothing to explain to anyone. He announces what he wants to those who will choose to be by his side. To who will claim to believe in him, he addressed the message. To the guilty of opposing God's will, it is unfair and unjust. But to those who recognizes God's power as creator, they humble themselves before God. Like Job, when a storm of life comes, he praises God. The weak will accuse God for being unfair and unjust. In the time of Noah, God decided to destroy the population by flood, not without warning, because for 120 years Noah preached about the coming destruction by flood. People are warned and given a choice, but ignore the message. They are so much into this world, complying what it requires, ignoring God's messenger. Knowledge increases. Man becomes so proud of discovering more knowledge and becomes obsessed to increasing more and more. Man is straying away from the basic truth that there is a creator God. The guilty are opposing God's law and defending their freedom against their creator. There is no way that God will bow down to man who demands justice, demands way. God's way is higher than our ways, but we ignore it. We want ours, we want our way. So God destroyed the earth by flood, saving only a handful of people, believers. 8 people compared to the population at that time, it was not even 5%. Who can question the coming final judgment? There is no time to argue for that. The way to salvation was Noah before the flood. But no one listened. They argue and mock the messenger. They say that history repeats itself. It may be true, and if that is true, God is just and fair to save only few. He has the reason no one can question. Who can, anyway? Only the enemy of God can raise a question against the Creator's decision. My friends, whatever your status in the family, the community, or in the society, remember, God alone decides who will live and who will die eternally. Let us then open the Bible and find out the last messenger or the last prophet God has sent. In Malachi chapter 3, verse 1, it says, "Behold, I will send my messenger, and he shall prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom he is sick shall suddenly come to his temple, even the messenger of the covenant, whom you delight in. Behold, he shall come, said the Lord of hosts." The fulfillment of the message can be found in the book of Matthew. Matthew chapter 11, verse 10, it says, For this, for this is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. Also in the book of Mark, chapter 1, verse 2, it reads, As it is written in the prophets, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. And also in the book of Luke, chapter 7, verse 27, it reads, This is he of whom it is written, Behold, I send my messenger before thy face, which shall prepare thy way before thee. It is clear in simple truth that Jesus is the last prophet or messenger that God sent. Jesus also confirmed this through the parables of the vineyard. Read that in the book of Matthew, chapter 21, verse 38. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. Friends, this is your last chance. Embrace Jesus in his teachings if you want to be saved. It is not your religion, not your church, not even your parents or your husband or your wife can save you. You can share the words like everyone else in doing so, but if you don't embrace and live the teachings of Jesus, you will be lost. Jesus is the way because Jesus showed us how to live a life that can please the Father. Jesus humbled himself to the Father and dwelled in the love of the Father. That we must do. You may be asking, how? How do we humble before God? When you pray for something that you really want, like for example, you pray for courage. Then, all of a sudden, troubles comes. Here and there, you are facing troubles after trouble. What do? You go to your prayer room and drop on your knees, then complain to God? You tell God, look, I studied 6 years to master the Bible so I can serve you. Why is this happening to me? I know some would probably do that, but that is not humbling yourself before God. And you may say that God said, let us reason together. It's not what you think it is. Job's way in facing all the storms of life humbled himself before God, recognizing God as the supreme authority over his life. Job recognized God as the owner of his life, that God is entitled to do anything to him. That is humbleness. When you pray for wisdom and problems arise, that is an answer. It is a trial that comes that you may pass through it or fail. But you got the answer. You probably get the idea. The teacher of the Bible made me believe that when you pray, God answers in 3 ways. Yes, no, or wait. It's not so. Real, but not so. Proverbs 28 verse 9 says, He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination. What do you expect from God when you don't do what he wants you to do? Jesus taught the disciples how to pray because they are believers in was doing what Jesus was doing. Obedient to the law as Jesus showed them by example. Jesus in his teachings includes the observance of the seventh-day Sabbath, in which he spent his time teaching in the synagogue. It may not appear that he was teaching regarding food, which one is clean and unclean to eat, but he mentioned that all the laws and the prophets hung on the two commandments, which is the Ten Commandments, being the first and is the first to the fourth. The second is from fifth to the Ten Commandment, which was subtitled Love for God, and the second is the love for fellow man. Then the law and the prophets was mentioned to be hanging on these two. How can we alter what God has done? It is a way to arguing, like a child obedient to the parents and bear ambitions of anyone who will believe in him. Do not be like others who are standing on their own self-made pedestal. Someone can see them and admire them. Look unto Jesus. Learn more of his life. It is simple and pleasing to God. It will not be easy, but possible. For is God is all knowing that through Jesus in human form, he rendered the message to us that we may fully understand it. Friends, I pray that you too may find your way to the gate of truth and find yourself in the beam of lights from God. Thank you for watching, and may God bless you.